can't believe it. We've already gotten through A through X with how to do a deal, the A through Z series. We only got a couple more coming up. So if you haven't gone through each and every video, A through X, you definitely want to go back and see what you've missed. I've included so much information, tips, techniques, strategies, as well as golden nuggets. So go back and watch those. Let me know, because we only have 2 left. Can you believe it? So stay tuned in this video, because we're going to talk about why. What is why going to be? All about yards and another golden nugget at the end of this video. So be sure to watch. Hi everybody, welcome back to Real Estate Investing Adventures. I'm your host, Joe Jurek, and if you're a return guest, welcome back. If you're new to my channel, thank you for joining me, but who the heck am I? My name is Joe Jurek. I'm a real estate investor, and I get to travel all over the country working with people just like you, trying to get started in real estate or take their real estate investing to the next level. In this series, A through Z, what have we been covering? All the things that I can think of about doing a deal, A through Z, how to find deals, how to do a deal, what goes into a deal, just little tips and kind of strategies, golden nuggets, things that can help you. What are we on today? We are on the letter Y. Why? Y for yard, okay? Now, when we look at properties, no matter what we look at, we have to have curb appeal in the yards, whether it be the front yard or the backyard. People are sometimes picky, even if they're renting or they're looking to buy, they want the house to look nice. Now here in Florida, it can get very hot like in other parts of the country. If you're in an area that's very hot, the heat can be brutal on the sod, the lawn, you know, the plants, trees, things of that nature. So you want to make sure you have appropriate irrigation to keep everything watered. If you don't, that could die. Could that affect the desirability of the property? It sure can. Now, if I don't have a big budget or if I run out of money in the budget, I am going to go lighter on the backyard, but we definitely want to make sure the front area or front yard looks really good to be appealing to people. Now, what I would tell you is this: even if you don't have a big budget, pull out all the weeds, trim up everything real nice, the shrubs, the trees, the grass, and just make sure it looks neat, clean, and tidy. Often in foreclosed properties or properties that have been neglected for a while, you often see where people don't trim back the bushes or let things get overgrown. I often find where trees can get overgrown or they're right on top of a house. So sometimes you may even have to bring in a tree trimming service to either trim up the trees or even take them out. Now, anytime we take out a tree, I hate doing it, love the shade and all that, but anytime we have to take out a tree, I have them grind up the tree stump, because I don't like leaving the stump. One, people can trip over it, it looks nasty, but two, you could always end up drawing termites or things of that nature. So you want the yard to look clean and tidy. I was in a property this past weekend here in Orlando, and there was just garbage all over the yard. Okay, the grass was overgrown, the weeds, just garbage everywhere. I think the people had moved out and they weren't maintaining it, so the home didn't show well. Now, as an investor, I can always see beyond that, but a typical buyer may get turned off by that, which is, I guess, good for me if I'm trying to get a good deal, but just tips to consider. I've looked at other properties too where they're doing rehab or construction, and the dumpsters there's garbage thrown and stacked up on the patio or driveway or in the garage, and you see all kinds of things that were demoed just kind of thrown into a pile. I guess another tip would be, when you think about it, don't list a house for rent or for sale until you actually have everything cleaned out of it and it looks clean. I know we get in a hurry to try to get the property listed or get it rented or sold, but the thing is, sometimes you miss that window of people look at it and they get turned off by it. They may not come back again when it's all clean, fresh, pretty, and nice. So, you know, once again, make sure the yards are tidy. The other thing, don't have a ton of clutter, you know, in the yard. I've been in yards in the past where people put down rock or people put plants all over, you know, throughout the yard. And believe me, it looks nice. But what I'm saying is, if you can stay to the boundaries kind of with plants, so you have an open area, that usually works out best. If people have children or people have pets, you want to run around the yard, play catch, have fun. But if you have to run an obstacle course and go around all these things, not only does it make mowing the lawn that much more fun, but it just feels like there's a lot of clutter back there in the yard. In a yard, it's nice to have pavers down, to have a patio or lanai. If it's hot, if it could be covered somehow, that's always nice. Here in Florida, they have Florida rooms that are, you know, kind of like screened in where you can keep out the bugs when you're barbecuing. That's always nice, you know, so you don't have to fight the mosquitoes, things of that nature. So look at your outdoor space as another space. Now, don't go overboard. I got to tell you a story about a friend that thought, well, I'm going to make the yard really, really nice. I'm going to go ahead and dig out a pond. I'm going to put in koi fish. I'm going to do a fountain. I'm going to do a gazebo. I think the person dumped like over $6,000, and when it was all done and said, it looked nice, but how much value did it kind of add? Maybe a little, but not really that much. That $6,000 might have been better off, you know, adding another half bathroom or a full bathroom in the house, just depending. So you want to get the most bang for your buck. For every dollar you're putting in, how much do you think you're getting back out? You definitely don't want to go over budget. We've talked about that in the past in other videos. So if you haven't watched all the videos, make sure you go back A through Z, okay? A lot of good tips in there. But the other thing I want to talk about with why, a couple other golden nuggets. For those of you looking for deals, okay, and especially off-market deals, here's a thing that's worked really well for me. Stop at a lot of garage sales, or what I would call yard sales. So there's your other Y, yard sales, and talk to the people. Not only are they nice and they're trying to sell their stuff and they're going to tell you about the neighborhood and what's going on and why they like it or why they don't or why they're moving, but chances are sometimes people having a yard sale or garage sale, they're clearing the clutter. They're thinking about moving themselves, or maybe they're in the process of moving. Even if their deal is gone, do they know a lot of other people in the area that also might be thinking of having a garage sale or be thinking about selling? A lot of times I find that the people with the yard sales, they like to talk and they know their neighborhood. You know, who moved in, who moved out, any vacant homes, any properties that rent in the neighborhood, any homes that have been sitting abandoned. Now, we've talked before, and watch my other videos for off-market, unlisted properties. I give you a lot of tips in those. But here's yet the other one. With yard sales, what if they tell you about properties in their community subdivision area that aren't occupied and they're maybe vacant right now and they're sitting? Now, maybe people are maintaining the lawn or maintaining the house and you wouldn't know it unless you knew and heard it from somebody within that neighborhood. So I often like going to yard sales, not only to talk to people, to get familiar with the neighborhood, get familiar with the area, but also to find out if they know about any off-market, unlisted properties in the area. Because like I've said before, everyone out there can help you. It's just a matter of you kind of being friendly, talking to people, networking. We've talked about that before. And everyone out there can help you with something. The question is, will they? The nicer you are talking to them, the more that they can do for you. Now, for some of you people wholesaling out there, yet another golden nugget tip. If I went to a yard sale, could I ask them to put out my cards that I buy houses or put out flyers that I buy houses? Now, what incentive would it be to them? What I might tell them is I'll give them a finder fee. For any property that somebody calls me that they want to sell and I end up buying, could I give them $500 as a finder fee for helping me out to find that property? Now, a typical garage sale or yard sale can draw 50, 100. I've seen some even draw 200 people within the neighborhood or area. But can you imagine, by just spending a few minutes and passing out flyers, that they can make a nice referral fee and you might yet find another off-market deal? But here's the great thing about that. Could you actually have a cash buyer that says, hey, I picked up this flyer at a garage sale that you buy houses. What do you got right now? Do you have anything to sell? So that can be a real advantage as well too. What I'm trying to get you to do is think outside the box, market in every possible way you can. You don't have to pay a boatload of money to be spending thousands every month on marketing. Between bandit signs, flyers, magnets for your car, we talked about in the other video, passing out flyers at yard sales. There's a lot of things that you could be doing. And this is what I want you to think about. If you get one deal from some of these things, just one, could it be enough to pay for your marketing maybe for the next 10 years or longer. It could be. So doing the things that other people aren't doing will get you the deals that other people wish they had. So get out there, make your dreams a reality, and make it happen. Take care now. Believe and achieve. Bye-bye.
Do it now. Believe and achieve. Take care. Yeah!